Hello everyone! Welcome back to this game! When we last left off, we were making pretty good progress here in the final dungeon. In fact, we're making better progress than I remember. Maybe it's because we're playing on the easier difficulty? Maybe it's that. Either that or we're not actually as far into the final dungeon as I think. Well, we'll know in just a bit here. Soon as we find Thurlum's lair. It might be a bit before we find Thurlum's lair. We got a battle. Ah, that thing. I was waiting for that thing to turn up again. Okay, first things first, what sort of strategy do I want to use against this group? Fire elemental, wind elemental. They're both going to be using magic. They're both going to be attacking different characters. I wouldn't really know who to prioritize then. Well, who's got the magic defense items? Fibs and Jareth? So the Basilisk is going to attack Jareth, and the Centaur is going to be attacking Glaisa. Glaisa is going to be taking more damage then. In which case I want to take out the Centaur faster, which means I want to use Flash on Fibs so that he can attack a bunch. Meanwhile, Glaisa, you can go ahead and attack the Basilisk. Speaking of Basilisk, by the way, aren't basilisks known for turning people to stone? And yet this one can only really use magic attacks. And in fact, it occurs to me that aside from buffs, this game does not have status ailments. No poison, no paralysis, no petrification. I'm sure that is entirely by choice. It's just kind of an interesting observation. It's been a while. I don't remember what RPG Maker 3's status ailments are actually like. Like how deadly they actually are. Well, I can tell you one thing. Well, first, I want to really recover health for Glaisa. At 3 HP... please don't do that. At 3 HP, the Basilisk will definitely take her out, since it knows that it can kill her. The AI in RPG Maker 3 is interesting like that. Anyway, what was I about to say? Oh yeah. The absolute worst status ailment in RPG Maker 3 is critical hits. Yeah, that's a status ailment in RPG Maker 3. When you succeed at causing a critical hit, it not only causes extra damage, but it also makes the target unconscious for a few turns. Which is probably why critical hits were disabled in this game. Like, every character and every enemy in this game has an anti-critical buff, because critical hits in RPG Maker 3 are just that overpowered. It's ridiculous. Alright, so at this point the battle seems to be going well. Oh, that might be another reason why the dungeon's going a bit faster than it did originally. I was not doing any editing originally. So y'all had to watch the entire fight, even if it was a fight we'd seen before. Well, you all got to see this fight in its entirety because I had stuff to say during the entire fight. Hooray for me! That said, I can at least edit out the time taken to heal. And yep, there it is, anti-critical. Oh yeah, that. Well, anyway, every party member and every monster has that. Okay, branching path? Yep, branching path. There's the path forward and the path to the right. I'm gonna guess that the path forward is the path forward. So let's go to the right. Is this Thurlum's lair? This must be Thurlum's cave. Oh, we found it! How do you know? No one's here, and Thurlum's with my dad. Look at all of that treasure, just sitting there for the taking. Stares in awe. Yeah, our thief would be saying that. As an aside, I don't think RPG Maker 3 has any steal commands. It does look pretty tempting. Well, Glace's our resident conscience where dragon treasure is concerned. Everyone looks at Glace. She's totally going to say, let's take it. Mischievous grin. Let's raid the place! And I did a fist pump when I said that. I mean, Thurlum ain't honorable. So, there was 300 gold here. Ooh, we get to actually take all of it. Oh, okay, I know we don't actually have a use for any of this money, but... oh, this is so satisfying. After being unable to grab any of the treasure throughout the entire game, outside of the chests, yes, I am okay with this. Well, I might not have had any money issues throughout the game, outside of the first couple of dungeons, but if you happen to still be having money issues at this point, not anymore. This would be able to afford anything and everything, including the Phoenix Ring. I forgot, there is an accessory that I haven't been able to get yet. Shoot, it just occurred to me I would have been able to afford that during my last trip in town. Should I go back for it? We are a long ways into the cave, but we don't have to fight any of the encounters a second time. You know what? I'm gonna do that. It'll take me a bit of time, but again, I can edit stuff out. So I'll be back in about 10 minutes or 10 seconds, depending. In fact, I don't even need to make the full trip. I am back on test play, and let's see, we're in Dragon Cave B3F for future reference. I'll need to know that so I know where to warp to, because here's the debug menu in test play when you're not in encounters. Mostly stuff that you can do with, like, internal data, or you could force an encounter. The option I want is modify current position. I'm just gonna go ahead and... Emporium? Emporium. Nope, not this one. Well, close enough. I'll just go ahead and warp here and wrap around to where I need to be. So yeah, that is a very handy feature in RPG Maker 3's test play. Offhand, I can't think of any other RPG Maker that actually has that function. Anyway, I'm gonna sell a thing real quick. Make some room. I'll sell the bagel. Here, have a snack, Cags. And I am going to get the Phoenix Ring. At 1632, I think I definitely would have been able to afford it before coming to the final dungeon. Had I only remembered. Oh well, I probably didn't need it at the time. A ring with a phoenix engraved on it. The wearer will recover if defeated. And it's a full revive. Well, you know what? I'm gonna do a little thing here. Let's go ahead and... Well, if you're not gonna need this. So we'll just discard that. And... give that to Glacia. Her magic attack's gonna go down, but... this means I won't have to worry about healing her. Okay, we're done here. I'm gonna go ahead and warp back to the final dungeon. At this point, I don't think I need to worry about spoilers of locations. We have seen all the locations at this point. Though I will edit out how many floors are in this place. Though I had a heck of a time finding the room with the save point. Alright. Oh, I'm gonna save and also get back into regular gameplay. Okay. Onward. As an aside, I am glad that I had the opportunity to show off all the debug stuff in Test Play. Test Play in RPG Maker 3 is pretty handy. Money? I definitely don't need the money now. Hey, there's some Othla grass here. And I generally haven't needed those. It also occurs to me that we have yet to find any Buko coins in this place. I'm pretty sure the last 5 are here. Maybe they're all grouped together. Okay, we just established that Glacia now has an auto-revive item. It's only going to auto-revive once, so keep that in mind. Otherwise, what do we got here? Kraken, weak against water. Okay. I don't think I'll worry about buffs in this fight. We're just going to take out the Kraken real quick. Glacia's going to tank these attacks. Although the fact that we're not attacking the centaur first... I'm curious how this is gonna go. Because if we're not attacking the centaur's gonna get plenty of attacks on Glacia. But I can probably defeat these things quickly enough that won't be an issue. Fire against water won't be good. You can at least attack the centaur. Well, it's almost down. Glacia's gonna take another hit. This won't KO her. She is taking a little bit more damage now that... Oh wait, never mind. I was about to say she's taking a little bit more damage now that she no longer has the... magic defense accessory, but she didn't have that to begin with. I probably didn't need to cause 28 points of damage just then, but... I can afford to. So will the centaur get a chance to actually KO Glisa? Yep. There wasn't even any special effect. She just got up. Caught her second wind. Speaking of wind, let's chill the centaur. That is a handy item. And that was also a quick battle. I can definitely understand... Oh, wait, another save point? I can definitely understand why it seems like this dungeon is going by quicker than originally. Well, that's one reason why, but... You may not have seen how many floors this place has, but I did. I'm not sure we're actually going to be able to reach the end today. However, I do think that we're about to find all those Buko coins I was wondering about. I wonder what this room is about. This isn't anyone's lair. Maybe this is shared storage for all the dragons. Alternatively, for the monsters here. It occurred to me after I uploaded yesterday's episode that the tables and chairs might not be necessarily for the dragons, but for all the other monsters. Though, I would like to see a centaur sit on a chair. I'm gonna take that back, actually. Get off the corner and make sure that it's interactive. It's not. After I grab these, I'll save again so that I don't have to open all these again if I die. I mean, I'm not likely. I have an idea. Okay, I'm definitely gonna stop at the save point. Be right back. Let's see here. Phoenix ring. Phoenix ring. Phoenix ring. Phoenix ring. Yep. This should work pretty well. Alright, I have a little bit of time left before the end of the episode. Probably going to be an encounter right around here. Yep. I couldn't see it, but I had a hunch. Oh, I was wondering where that haste mage was. Nice that it isn't in literally every encounter. Okay, I could be worried about this fight, but I'm not worried about this fight. In fact, I'm gonna have a little bit of fun and just kind of hit the fast forward button. In editing, anyway. I don't know where the fast forward button is in this emulator. But I'm just gonna go ahead and tank whatever hits come my way. Actually, cutting in right here, because I just remembered, I wanted to experiment with Glisa's attack. How good is your sword compared to your magic? Oh. Yeah, I definitely still want to have her use her magic. Granted, Kristana no longer has the accessory that buffs her attack and magic. Okay, that went pretty well, but I want to do another fight like that. Except this time, I want a fight that has 2 enemies attacking us. Okay, I was a little concerned that with as many floors as there were, we might not actually get so far into this dungeon as I expected, but no, we are in fact making good progress. I mean, the fact that I no longer have to worry about healing certainly helps. Alright, here's a fight where I can enjoy the Phoenix Rings. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and edit in some fast-forwarding. Well, I was going to fast-forward through that fight and watch as people on my team get KO'd and revived, but, well, that fight went so well, nobody actually got KO'd. So, I'm gonna go ahead and recover my MP and not my HP. Also, I have learned that Kristana's most powerful weapon is as strong as her level 1 spells. So, either or works. At least when attacking an enemy that is weak against a spell. But besides that, her spells can't miss. So, it's still worth using the spells, probably. Nothing here but an old copy of Cave Decor magazine. Maybe that's why there's all these tables and chairs. Also, wow, lots of treasures down here. Getting my money back. Of course, I had plenty to spare even after buying all those Phoenix Rings. Thanks for that, Thurlum. Which way am I going from here? Apparently not that way. But there is a treasure right here. There's also a sign right here. Realum's Cave. We actually are getting close to the end of this place. Well, I was hoping to really have some fun with these Phoenix Rings in this episode, but I'm not sure that I'm actually going to have the time. Well, we did at least get to see the Phoenix Ring take effect when Kalisa got KO'd earlier. And there's also always the final battle. Yeah, these rings will probably get used in the final battle. For the moment, I'll go ahead and finish exploring this branch here, at the very least. I'm pretty sure I remember where this path is leading. I mean, to lots of treasures, there's that. Still no Buko coins, though. I hope I hadn't missed any. I'm pretty certain that I didn't miss any. Well, if I did miss any, I can always look up where they might have been. Lilato flower? Yep, this is going exactly where I think it is. And if you think back a bit, y'all might have an idea of where this is leading as well. I will say this is actually a little bit deeper into the dungeon than I remembered. Closer to the end of it. Alright, time for some fresh air. And here we are. We are on that cliff's ledge that I pointed out from down there at the beach where that crate is. Yep, this is the back entrance to the final dungeon. We have no way of actually climbing up and down here, unless we were in test play. But, it's a convenient entrance for the dragons, I will say that. Also, now we can finally get this crate that's been sitting up here. The last crate on the world map. Whoa! Check this out! 5 Buko coins! Awesome! Cool. Speaking of test play, I could totally go back to Wizard's Tower to cash these in, but I don't necessarily need to yet. Instead, we will end this episode with a view. And next time, we're going to meet up with Thurlum, and also rescue the princess and acquire the final elemental crystal. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Oink!